Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my personal notes on the Alchemist 2. I'm Dr. Tettey Doe. The Alchemist is written by PAULO, COEHLO. And these are a few notes which I found very important, even as I read this book. And this is the second in the series. A personal legend. Don't forget that everything you deal with is only one thing and nothing else. And don't forget the language of omens. And above all, don't forget to follow your personal legend through to its conclusion. A shepherd may like to travel, but he should never forget about his sheep. The universe. When you really want something, the universe always conspires in your favor. So dream big dreams, and the universe will come to favor you and support you. How we see the world. I'm like everyone else. I see the world in terms of what I would like to see happen, not what actually does. So sometimes our perception is wrong. So let's see the world in what actually happens and not what you like to see happen due to limitations. The principles of favorability states that beginners have luck because life wants you to achieve your personal legend. The old king said, you must always know what it is that you want in life. Change. I'm already used to the way things are. Before you came, I was thinking about how much time I had wasted in the same place while my friends had moved on and either went bankrupt or did better than they had before. It made me very depressed. Now I can see that it hasn't been too bad. The shop is exactly the size I always wanted it to be. I don't want to change anything because I don't know how to deal with change. I'm used to the way I am. Life challenges, but the old king hadn't said anything about being robbed or about endless deserts or about people who know what their dreams are but don't want to realize them. The old king hadn't told him that the pyramids were just a pile of stones or that anyone could build one in his backyard. And he had forgotten to mention that when you have enough money to buy a flock larger than the one you had before, you should buy it. So invest. The language of enthusiasm. But the sheep had taught him something even more important, that there was a language in the world that everyone understood, a language the boy had used throughout the time that he was trying to improve things at the shop. It was the language of enthusiasm, of things accomplished with love and purpose, and as part of a search for something believed and desired. The secret is here in the present. When people consult me, it is not that I am reading the future. I am guessing at the future. The future belongs to God, and it is only He who reveals it under extraordinary circumstances. How do I guess at the future? Based on the omens of the present. The secret is here in the present. If you pay attention to the present, you can improve upon it. And if you improve on the present, what comes later will also be better. Forget about the future and live each day according to the teachings, confident that God loves his children. Each day in itself brings with it an eternity. Maybe it's time to reflect on this important truth, even as it comes. What is your feeling about this? Learning through action. There is only one way to learn, the alchemist answered, is through action. Everything you need to know, you have learned through your journey. You need to learn only one thing more. Contemplate a simple grain of sand. Contemplate on a simple grain of sand in the desert. Perhaps if you were in a laboratory of alchemy, this would be the right time to study the best way to understand the emerald tablets. But you are in the desert, so immerse yourself in it. The desert will give you an understanding of the world. In fact, anything on the face of the earth will do that. You don't even have to understand the desert. All you have to do is contemplate a simple grain of sand, and you will see in it all the marvels of creation. Listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. It knows all things because it came from the soul of the world, and it will one day return there. You will never have to fear. You will never be able to escape from your heart. So it's better to listen to what it has to say. That way, you will never have to fear an unanticipated blow. Pursue your most important dreams. People are afraid to pursue their most important dreams because they feel that they don't deserve them or that they will be unable to achieve them. We, their hearts, become fearful just thinking of loved ones who go away forever, or of moments that could have been good but weren't, or of treasures that might have been found but were forever hidden in the sands. Because when these things happen, we suffer terribly. Courage to do what seems impossible. When I have been truly searching for my treasure, every day has been luminous because I have known that every hour was a part of the dream that I would find it. When I have been truly searching for my treasure, I've discovered things along the way that I never would have seen had I not had the courage to try things that seemed impossible for a shepherd to achieve. God within us, his heart began to tell him things that came from the soul of the world. It said that all people who are happy have God within them. And that happiness could be found in a grain of sand from the desert, as the alchemist had said, because a grain of sand is a moment of creation, and the universe has taken millions of years to create it. Everyone on earth has a treasure that awaits him. Dream is realized through tests. What you still need to know is this: before a dream is realized, the soul of the world tests everything that was learned along the way. It does this not because it is evil, but so that we can, in addition to realizing our dreams, master the lessons we've learned as we've moved towards that dream. That's the point at which most people give up. It is the point at which, as we say in the language of the desert, one dies of thirst just when the palm trees have appeared on the horizon. So, my dear friend, don't give up. Victory is on the way. Victors are always tested. Every search begins with beginner's luck, and every search ends with the victors being severely tested. A great lesson I learned: when you possess a great treasure or great treasures within you and try to tell others of them, seldom are you believed. Just reflect on this. Strongest qualities. His heart told the boy what his strongest qualities were. His courage in having given up his sheep and in trying to live out his personal legend, and his enthusiasm during the time he had worked at the crystal shop. Alchemy. You already know about alchemy. It is about penetrating to the soul of the world and discovering the treasure that has been reserved for you. The fear of failure. If a person is living out his personal legend, he knows everything he needs to know. There is only one thing that makes a dream impossible to achieve: the fear of failure. What alchemy does. Remember what I told you: the world is only the visible aspect of God. And that what alchemy does is to bring spiritual perfection into contact with the material plane. Love. Love is the force that transforms and improves the soul of the world. When I first reached through to it, I thought the soul of the world was perfect. But later, I could see that it was like other aspects of creation and had its own passions and wars. It is we who nourish the soul of the world, and the world we live in will be either better or worse, depending on whether we become better or worse. And that is where the power of love comes in, because when we love, we always strive to become better than we are. Thank you, dear friend, for listening. And I hope you've learned some few lessons. And if you can write down at least 3 lessons that you've learned from this, and you can also share it with others, and just press on the subscribe button and you receive future similar inspiring messages. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.